example, when you play Portal, how you play Portal, when you get this big twist at the middle of the game in which you can read on the walls, the cake is alive. Well, that is one of the best twists I've experienced in my life. As not only as a gamer, but also as an audience. This is something that comes from not only movies, but narrative in a very abstract way. I think that when you take that influence from narrative to video games, it's awesome, but at the same time, I don't think video games should look like movies. They don't have the need of have these video sequences, these old-fashioned narrative structures. Video games, they don't need to look like Aliens by James Cameron. They don't need to look like The Thing by John Carpenter. That is something that is already done millions of times. So I think a video game is awesome way it can be translated into another language, like such in the case of Braid, of Tetris, for example. You cannot make the Tetris movie.
There actually is a video on YouTube of a Tetris movie.
Oh, really?
It's awesome. It's like guys flying Tetris pieces around like giant robot. But actually, you know, this is actually.
Nick Cage is the movie.
This is one of the dilemmas that game designers have, right? Because we're trying to mature in some way and doing more complex things. And an example that we try to stay away from if we're being smart, but it always draws us is movies, right? And it's very easy to be influenced by movies in the wrong way.
Yeah.
And to try to adapt that story structure, or you mentioned the visuals, right? That's obvious, but to even try to take the kind of narrative that happens in movies and use it in a game, and most of the time I think it doesn't work right, because part of that is because we don't have all the tools that you guys have, and part of it is just, as Derek was saying to me before, right, what's supposed to be interesting about a video game is that you have choice, that you have some kind of agency.
Yeah.
And as a designer, this is my personal prejudice, right? But I feel like we have to get a little bit away from games like Dead Space, which are, you know, seen, you get to do some things, but they can't be very important things that you're doing because it has to fit into the next scene.
Yeah.
That's pre-written, right? And then the whole thing goes like that. And that's fine. Like right now, it's this kind of roller coaster ride that you're on.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it can't ever affect you very deeply because you know that you're inside this kind of safe track that you're riding on. You know, like in Portal even, like it's a very creatively told story. It's very much happens in the background a lot of the time, and it's told very well. But you still know that you're kind of in safe hands for the course of the game somehow. Yeah. It can't shock you or surprise you with what happens because it's about giving you this, safeguarding you through this linear sequence, which bad movies are about that too, but good movies can really surprise you. And I don't feel like games know how to do that.
You know what? When you were in the 80s, I played many times with an Spectrum. Did you know I did came to America?
Woo!
It was awful. It was a hell on earth. Many times the video games they worked bad, and I remember playing some horrible game called The Way of Exploding Fist Part 2. And I remember feeling almost an existential situation.